Right. Disappointing, frustrating, really. Wolves nil, Spurs 1, and it's good to be back on the fan react for Talking Wolves, of course. We're going to be talking about the sort of the key talking points from today's game, and to be honest, it's frustrating, but not too many complaints. I think, we come out off the back of two defeats in a row, but both performances have been really, really strong. We've got to remember that when we did look at the fixture list, I don't think we were expecting to get much out of it. It's three really tough fixtures. We've got United next, of course, but the attacking play in this game was superb. So much energy. And to be fair, the fact that Bruno Lage has got this group of players that's barely changed, playing a completely different style of football, has revitalised the team, I think is superb. I think the issue is obviously goal scoring. We've had 42 shots now in the first two games. No goals, which is an issue. But you can see that there's the blueprints there for something really, really strong and for a positive season. I think, if anything, this shows that Fosun have to back Bruno Lage now. There's only 10 or so days left in the transfer window. It's been a really frustrating window. But when you see the blueprint of what's there in terms of the style of play and how confident we're playing, I think that this definitely shows that we do need some reinforcements at the back. I think the high line in this game definitely showed its weaknesses, as it did against Leicester. I think when we do lose possession and when we're getting back into our defensive shape, I think sometimes it is a little bit slow. But I thought that we had I thought overall the defence wasn't too troubled. I think there was a few hairy moments in the second half, particularly where Spurs had about 3 shots in the space of 10 seconds. And I think José Sá, despite the penalty, had a really good game. Although I don't think it was a penalty, but it was a really soft decision. And I thought that Nelson Semedo's, if Deli Alli's one is getting given, I think Nelson Semedo should be given. Very similar fouls, both minimal contact. So I think that, yet again, the inconsistent officiating is rearing its ugly head once again, and not in our favour as well. How many times have we said that last season, in previous seasons? But so many positives and some really big performances. I thought Max Kilman was superb. I thought Connor Cody, I've given him a bit of stick, but I thought Connor Cody was pretty decent. Saiss as well. I thought Marçal looks really good. A few moments where we thought he might be injured, but yet again, he's managed to last and he's looking really good for it. I think with consistent game time, he could be a really, really good replacement for Johnny as a more defensively minded fullback. I thought Nelson Semedo was really, really good as well. Made so many good runs. Ruben Neves was really strong. His passing was superb, constantly getting the ball moving forward. I thought Moutinho had another positive performance as well. Adama Traore, we say so much about this guy because he was beating players again and again, getting into space, causing problems. But that chance against Larissa, one-on-one, you have to score, and I think that's really the issue, and that's the stress of being an Adama Traore fan, I guess, is that you stick up for him every week, and then this sort of happens again. Same thing against Leicester. Frustrating there. I thought Trincao showed bright sparks. Jimenez with some really nice touches and link-up play. Plenty of positives, genuinely plenty of positives. Just a shame that we didn't win. Fantastic atmosphere at Molineux as well. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the game. Obviously, I don't live in Wolves anymore. But the atmosphere, you could hear it on the TV. It was superb. So credit to the fans that went there today. You really made a good game out of it. There was no silence at all throughout the whole game. So fair play to you guys. But yeah, just unlucky that we couldn't get a win on Nuno's return. It would have been quite sweet to get that. But hey, we won many of those games under him, sitting back, soaking up all the pressure and nicking a 1-0. So yeah, disappointing, but there's so much to work on. There's plenty of positives to take forward. So I'm not too disheartened by the performance. We just need some goals.
The final score today was Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1 in a game where it was frustrating. Disappointing that we obviously didn't get anything from the game. Just frustrating about, the way it happened and how everything occurred. I felt as though the team selection, considering the fact Lager's only got 15 players, I think that's probably the best team we've got at the moment, to be honest with you. And yeah, I felt as though we actually did pretty well, especially in the first couple of minutes. Something that I've always been quite critical of Wolves. If you go back to my past videos, Wolves have been showing way too much respect to the opposition. They're not pressing in their faces. They don't have the want to win. In the first couple of moments, there was one team that wanted to win it, and that was Wolves before the penalty. That incident, obviously, where Marcel's gone through Tanganga, for me, that was a big moment as to say, look, we're fighting for this, and we're going to fight for every single ball that comes our way. The penalty incident, Ruben Neves, it's a poor mistake from him. It was the only mistake he done all game. And yeah, we just kind of we just switched off, and if playing a high line with the defence that we've got, it's just not going to work, unfortunately. Which is why we desperately need defenders in, and I think it's something that's common knowledge at this point, apart from the board, because obviously Jeff Shee is a genius in terms of transfers. Give his phone Mendes a ring, but. Yeah, basically after the goal, I felt as though we actually got a lot better as well. We actually improved from how we started the game. I mean, we had a decent couple of opportunities, Jimenez over the bar, but we never really tested Lloris, and I felt as though we never really, showed that intensity to actually put the ball in the back of the net. We showed intensity that we were going to put the ball in the back of the net, but we just didn't look like scoring. Second half comes along and it just was starting in a similar vein. Very, very good. The crosses that we're producing, especially from Marcel, just wasn't great, to be honest with you, and Semedo. But, I mean, the Adama Traore miss, I mean, he splits fan bases, and I can 100% see why he splits the fan base. When you're through 1v1, you score your opportunities that come your way. It's a bad miss, but it's easily, a point, 2 points dropped because of those two misses. Not just against Leicester, but also, today against Spurs. I just feel as though that, for all the trickery that he's got, if he's not going to finish anything, is there any point having him in the first place to obviously try and get him into that position? I really hope that can change, but at the moment, there's nothing that suggests to me that his end product is actually going to be improving. Just after the goal, after the miss from Adama, I could just tell we weren't going to score. It was just really, really frustrating. I mean, to create 20 opportunities as well, it was absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, it was some of the best football we've seen since being promoted into the Premier League. And you can see that Larg's got the ideas. He needs those bodies in, and it's a scream for the board. Like in Bruno, we trust. Whereas, in terms of the opposition manager today, I mean, obviously, Nuno had his send-off, so why are we giving him another send-off? Why are we chanting his name after he's just beaten us? Are we Wolves fans or are we Nuno wanderers, It's quite embarrassing, really, and I just don't get that. That's the only criticism I've got on a minority of the fan base. I mean, every single fan that was in the stadium today, it was a brilliant atmosphere, and it was just so good to see everyone just make that difference, because you could just see it. The players were just playing for the supporters, and we've really, really missed that. But like I said, it's more frustrating. I'm disappointed we didn't get anything from the game, but the most important thing is there is signs of improvements. Right, thanks for having me on Talking Wolves, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks when Dave allows me to come on here. Cheers, lads.
Wolves 0, Tottenham 1. Another really good performance, similar to last week. I thought, from start to finish, the press was there. The way that we're trying to play, you can see that it's different to last season. It's so refreshing. Watching Nuno and Spurs today, you can't imagine that they'd be too enthused. The Spurs fans after watching that performance. Whereas we've come out of that. Yes, we've lost. Obviously disappointing first two games against two good sides. To not get any points, but the performances have been there. I thought today a couple of standouts were. I thought Max Kilman was excellent again. It's just that final ball and the finishing touch that's letting us down. I think 44 shots or something we've had in the last two games, 0 goals, and that speaks volumes. It's a massive week now for the club in the transfer window. We've got to get more bodies in. You can see again the quality off the bench isn't there. It's not what we need. But I thought, the actual performance today, you can't, no one's coming out of there saying that Wolves didn't play well or Wolves didn't, dominate the game, really. It really didn't feel like we were playing a top 6 side. I really didn't think Spurs offered much. Yes, they've probably got players not fit, returning from the Euros, etc. But, it really didn't feel like we were a team who's supposed to be tipped to struggle. I think if we give Bruno and we back Bruno what he wants, I really, really feel that he can put his own stamp on things, and I think it could be another good season for us. Similar to the first two when we're going back into the league. Last season, it was chalk and cheese to what I saw today. I used to find it a chore watching Wolves last season under Nuno, and I think the Spurs fans, as I say, are probably going to be having that feeling as well. So yeah, disappointing obviously, but the positive signs are there. I just think we need to back him get a couple more bodies through the door, and keep building on this.
Wolves 0, Spurs 1. I can't believe we've not got something from that game. That's probably the best I've seen a Wolves side play in quite a while. But it's the result that matters most. There's definitely positives to take from it. I thought Kilman had an excellent game. He's, for me, after the Leicester game and today, for me, he's our best centre half, and I don't think many people have said that last season. Really come on leaps and bounds. Unfortunately for me, and I hate to say it, I think Cody looks the weak link in that back three, but just screaming out for reinforcements. I thought Adama was unplayable, absolutely unplayable, but when it mattered, he couldn't be counted on, and it is the same old story. I'd still give him whatever he wants because he's got such an impact in what he does, and it was just a shame that Tanganga was carded in the first half, and rightly so, and then everything then came down the other side, which to me didn't really make sense. But I thought we pressed very well, and it was a dominant performance, but we've not won the game, and as I've always said, it's results over performances. But I think Bruno Lage will get it right. I just hope that Fosun back him, because he needs the backing. But again, it's a very positive performance, but the result is what matters most. I've not seen the penalty. By all accounts, it's quite soft. But apart from obviously giving the penalty away, I thought Jose Sarr played excellently too, made some critical saves, and his distribution was good. He started a lot of counter-attacks, in particular the one to, he pinged a few balls up straight away to Adama and Silva, which saw Højbjerg being carded, but it's just those final balls and that final decision that's costing us. We were getting into some great positions, and other clubs would be scoring 3 or 4 today, but we just can't seem to do it. I thought Jimenez had a quiet game. Trinco started well, but kind of faded. Neves he's unbelievable, isn't he? What a player. We need to keep hold of him and Adama, without doubt, if we're going to do anything this season. But massive week ahead, Fosun. Do better, get it right, back the man, and we'll be all right.
So, full-time, Wolves 0, Spurs 1. A really frustrating game. It felt like Brighton XG merchants, because we were just all over them for this whole game. Like, I remember, like, the most I've seen a Spurs player like have the ball was Lloris, and he didn't have much of it. So, really frustrating game. The only thing I can come out saying is that we just need players. That's it. Our finishing right now is we just need someone, just that final edge. I want to say best performances from our team were Kilman. Kilman was fantastic. Like, he went forward, he was aggressive, he tackled, he got the ball, like, I think almost all of the time. And he was just fantastic today. Marcel was good. He just needs to learn how to cross. But yeah, we just need that final edge. Neves was really good as well. It was just a great performance. I'm not gonna lie, it's a wonderful performance. It's just really frustrating because Spurs weren't really there, to be honest. Neither was their support. Full Molyneux back was really nice. I missed it. I missed the atmosphere, and I felt like it was one of the main reasons why we just kept on going. To be honest, because we were going at it for the whole game because of just our support, and our support was really, really good. That penalty, yeah, it was obviously a penalty, which is, I don't know who conceded it, but it was unfortunate. But honestly, I've got just no words to say other than it was really frustrating because I forgot Adama. Adama was fabulous. Adama was so good in that game. He was just running their whole team, to be honest. He just turned the defence inside out, did whatever he could, he shot, he passed, whatever. Adama really stepped it up. Adama and Kilman were my man of the matches today. They were superb. Now it's just a matter of getting players in to partner Kilman. Because if we want to play a 5, then I don't mind playing Bolly, Kilman, Mascara. but those are our only 3 good defenders. Because Cody and Saiss they had a decent game today. But I just think we just need more players. We need another midfielder, another defender, and another forward. And I see rumours that we keep going for wingers, which is not what we need. But yeah, I'm impressed with the performance. We handled Spurs really well because they weren't really there, so we just did what we could. Yeah, just need that final edge, that final ball, that final finish, whatever. We just need it, because if we have that, then we could score like 4 a game, because we were really good in terms of performance. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Don't quite get how we didn't score. We fully deserved to win, but I don't get how we didn't score. All over Spurs for the entire 90 minutes. Didn't do much at all. They had a couple chances. They had a penalty, which I only saw the once. I thought it was a penalty, but I saw on Twitter a few people thought it was a dive. But it was a terrible performance from Spurs, which is good to see. A little bit of bitterness, but yeah, Spurs were woeful. But anyway, the first half, very encouraging to see. He created a lot of chances. Adama was good. He was creating a lot, constantly running at the back four of Spurs, creating them, giving them a lot of problems, a lot to deal with. But his finishing still needs to improve. That's the one thing letting him down. It's like what Bruno said the other week. That's the one thing Adama needs to work on, because he could be a top player. But could hopefully see that improve throughout the season. In the first half, we got caught out a lot with balls over the top, especially when we're playing such a high line. It's a struggle when you have defenders like Cody who just can't keep up with anyone. There was a couple of occasions where a ball just got played through and the Spurs man just one-on-one. Thankfully, Jose Sarr made a good couple saves. He's just impressed with Sarr today, just like Patricio, but better with his feet, and he can actually kick a ball. But it was good to see a lot of chances be created, especially with the pain that we've been through the past couple of years. Football getting worse and worse under Nuno. I'm disappointed with the result, but it was good to see that we actually put an effort in and we're actually trying. Do you know what I mean? If it was a 1-0 loss and we weren't creating, we're just sitting in the back, then I'll be a bit concerned. But 2 games in, gonna keep getting better and better. Encouraging signs today. Moving on to the second half, it was the same as the first, the best we've played in a while, I thought. It's good to see Raul getting back to his best. I'm sure goals will be coming soon. We had a couple more big chances in the second half. Adama, one-on-one through on goal. He should have either nipped round him like he did at City a couple seasons ago, or buried it, but just straight at the keeper. But if he has a bit more confidence and a few more games under his belt, I'm sure we'll see him bury that away in the future. But it's the main thing I got from today is just good to see us playing well. Good intensity, good press. If we just get a couple more signings through the door, I think we'll be all right this season. Our squad does look a lot worse on paper, but he likes young players, as with Benfica, and I think we'll be all right. I'd probably give man of the match to either Adama, and I think Neves worked the midfield really well today. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a good display today. Results will come, goals will come. Gutted we didn't win. Very annoying that Nuno'd us. But Spurs were very poor today. But we'll just keep getting better and better. Cheers.
So, video for Talking Wolves today. I'm going back now in a minibus with my good mate Mario. Mario, say hello.
Hello. Hello to everyone.
Hello to everyone. Listen, Mario, what's the minibus business called? The taxi business called?
Happy cars.
Abbey Cars. So if you ever need a taxi and you're in, where do you operate from, Mario?
From Woodbourne.
From Woodbourne. He's the main man. Anyway, on to other news. It's not in Nuno we trust anymore, it's in Bruno we trust. And what an attacking performance today. Listen, if Adama Traore could finish those chances and put the ball in the box, he'd be at PSG, not Wolves. That's another story. But, listen, good performance today. Sarr in goal I thought was excellent. I also thought Neves was excellent. I thought Martinho's link-up play was brilliant. And you know what? Special mention to Raul Jimenez, who was very, very brave today. You know, he's come back from that injury. And you know what? Let's pay some credit to him. So, overall, a fantastic performance. Yes, played 2, lost 2. Who cares? Because the reality is, with performances like that, we're not going to go the season, you know, listen, we're not going to go the season like that and keep losing games. We're not. That's the reality. So it's a bye from me and it's bye from Mario.
Bye from me.
So, guys, keep tuning in to the fantastic work the Talking Wolves are doing. Over and out.